How's everyone doing today? It is Coach K here, and we are live on MA Monday as usual, 5:30 time over here. I'm not sure what it is over there, wherever you are in the world, but you'll see me on Mondays and Fridays around this time every single week. So what do we have going on in the markets today? There's a lot of stuff going on. A lot of people kind of freaking out, I guess, with the market, and that makes sense. I mean, there's definitely good. There was a lot of bad over the weekend, and it's kind of following what we thought was going to happen. Maverick, what is happening with the Matic news? Matic will definitely come back, and there's some really big news brewing. I just can't tell you what it is. I've heard, I haven't been confirmed, but there's definitely some good news coming. So if you're freaking out a little bit about the Matic situation, relax. All alts are definitely getting pounded because Bitcoin just does Bitcoin's thing, and that's what I keep saying. It's corn, man. It's like, you know, when you're in this market and Bitcoin is moving, it moves fast and violently, and then when it stops, it chills out a little bit. So it's good to be patient and know that that's all good. If you guys are watching this video right now or later, do me a favor, click on that subscribe, smash up some likes. We're going to go over all the questions that you have. So if you're watching this right now and you'd like to know what's going to be happening, for example, with different coins or projects, let me know. We're going to review what's going on mostly with technical analysis today, TA of Bitcoin, see if markets are actually manipulated or not, and what to look for, as well as how high is Bitcoin going to smash, because it's definitely going to go up, up, and up. So if you're watching, guys, don't forget to smash a like, watch this video. If you are watching it later, make sure you guys comment. At the end of this week, we are giving away a free, on a Friday's AMA, we'll be giving away a free 1 month subscription to Athena Trading Bot. So don't miss out on that. It costs nothing. So let's look at what's going on with the market today, and I'm going to show you a couple things that I was looking at over the weekend to give you an idea of what you should have been looking for. So we had obviously this parabolic movement here, which happened on with Bitcoin, obviously, and it was getting kind of close. Some people were getting a little bit worried and nervous because the movement just basically almost didn't make it. You know, it was getting pretty darn close to breaking through this the other day. And, you know, it was making a couple people a little bit nervous about, like, are we going to actually break through the parabolic movement? So we got really close to touching it. And then today we had this nice spike, which you can see right there. Now, let me just turn on the Ichimoku to show you guys what's going on in terms of that, so it gives you a better understanding of where it's going. So what is going on? Ichimoku, are you turning on? Oh, there we go. All right, so our Ichimoku turns on here, and let's look at what's happened over the weekend on Bitcoin. If you have questions, don't worry. Good morning, Joel. All alts are suffering. The alts are suffering. This is what happens with alt season, guys. Alt season comes after Bitcoin's done. It's not done yet. We might be waiting a little bit a while longer. But if you believe in the projects that you hold them, and they will outperform Bitcoin, because if Bitcoin goes up 5% right now, it's a lot. It's a lot. At 20K, 5% on Bitcoin is a ton. So you have to also realize that some of these projects that you're holding, yes, they might be suffering a bit, but when things turn around and they go up 25%, for Bitcoin to go up 25% will be a ton right now. So it's something also to take in consideration. Okay, so looking at the 4 hour, I'm actually going to go to the daily and give you guys a better perspective. So this is what we saw over the weekend. People were kind of getting nervous, getting close to the parabolic line. We went underneath the Tenkan-sen, which is bearish. Obviously, it acted as a new line of resistance. And then what happened today was Bitcoin just had, in the last couple hours, a parabolic push. Well, not a parabolic push, but a huge, gigantic green candle. Some people like to call them green dildos. We have this Chiku span. It's bullish on the daily. Everything's pretty bullish. Nothing really wasn't ever bullish yet. And our volume was still not so crazy, honestly. This was something that a lot of people noticed. It wasn't crazy volume. Go down the 6 hour. We see it's still not crazy volume, right? So it's just a nice move. Here's what to expect, though. If we do break and we close above this 11.8, we're probably going to go a lot higher. Because that's bullish, and we're gonna have what we call a Kijin breakout. So let me just draw what that might look like just quickly. And then if you have questions, like I said, do throw those in there. So what we see here is this. Okay, so we have Bitcoin is generally trying to break the $12,000 range. If it does break and we have a Kijun breakout on the daily, if it closes on the 6 hour even, which is in about, I think it's an hour or so, just over an hour and a half. If we close above this Kijun Sen, that's a Kijun breakout. If we have a Kijun breakout, here's what we likely will see. We're going to see that this will continue on up, break through here, and lead us to that $12,669 range. Now that might be a big stretch, but it's very possible for that to happen. So that is one scenario. The other scenario is this, that we don't go and we don't get to there. We go and test what we call this Tenkan Sen. So let me just delete this right here. So we're going to test this green area, Tenkan Sen, and then we would have a push up over into this $12,023 range, or potentially moving all the way up to this $12,669. Now that might take a couple days, but it's something that very well could happen. So just keep your eyes on that. If we want to look even in a shorter term than that, we can go to our most recent swing high, swing low. So we can go here, a really short time frame, and look really even more so. We could go into this 12,327, the 1414, 12,005, but we're going into that range. And this question that many people have had is like, is this market manipulated, right? And the thing that I can tell you right now is maybe it is, but it's following a lot of different things that you can see here. For example, we broke down and then we hit the top of the cloud. It closed at the top of the cloud and it came back up. Then we broke out, right? We had a Tenkan breakout. It kind of failed. It didn't break the Kijun, so it came down, tested the Tenkan, tested the Kijun, and then all of a sudden it tested Tenkan again, and then we had a breakout. Then we couldn't stay up there, and we broke through again, and we tested our Tenkan, and we tested, and then all of a sudden we break through it. So is this manipulated? I don't think so, really, to be completely honest, because if it was really manipulated, then why does it keep following technical analysis rules, right? Now, it makes us feel like it might be all some type of manipulation, but it's not. So, guys, if you like this type of information and you want to learn more, do click on that subscribe button. It doesn't hurt. Smash up a like if you like this analysis. Now, you're going to probably sit there and say, this is manipulation. I'm going to tell you that it could be, but it's also respecting rules of the Ichimoku, at least on the 6 hour, at least on the daily, right? Here it touched down all the way on our Kijun Sen, which is our equilibrium. It always tries to get down to that level. And here it's respecting the Tenkan. It was respecting it as a line of resistance, and it broke through. So this is support and resistance. This is trading 101. I don't see any issue here. Now we look at our parabola, and some people say, well, that's not it. We could still bounce and smash way higher than this, right? There's a lot of opportunity here. We are still technically very bullish. We had a TK cross way down here on the daily, way down here, which was at 3,000. So it's been bullish ever since then, pretty much. When I was saying in April, we're probably going to have a bull run, April 2nd, boom. So we're definitely here, and our Chica span's bullish on the daily. So if we're looking on a macro perspective, we're very bullish. Even if we go to the weekly here, and we zoom out, here we had a TK cross right there. So we went bullish around 9,000, and we've been still bullish. And then I guess on a parabola on a weekly, we're a little bit on the edge, but that's okay because, again, Chiku span is bullish. So we have a lot of bullish momentum in the market. It is not bearish yet, and so you have to keep in mind that you stay with the trend. Your trend is your friend. Don't go and short the trend. It usually hurts you. So right now, I don't short Bitcoin right now, even though I could, and I've had opportunities to short it when it was bouncing around in these areas right here, was going up and down between the Tenkan Kijun, and it was kind of like good opportunities. I bought at 10,827. I sold on the weekend at just under 11,600. but I didn't sell again on the way down. I didn't care. I was looking for a re-entry, and I just missed it. It was my re-entry was set at 10,950, and it got down to, I believe, 11,100. So just missed it. Otherwise, I would have been in a long right now. And what I'll wait now to get into a long will be for us to retest, because this really big movement, as you guys watch here, all these big movements. Yes, we could have a huge movement up here. That's possible, but usually the big movements like these candles and this candle and this candle, we usually see some retrace. So I'll wait for a little retrace, and then I would look to get in at a level a little bit lower. So if you're looking at it on a regular, and let's just look at it here like this, where should I get in? If I'm looking at it right now, I would look probably to get in at 11,450, somewhere around that range is where I'd be looking to jump back in. It kind of coincides actually nicely with the Tenkan on the 4 hour right here. So around this range, I would look to get in. I'd probably go a little bit higher just in case it misses it like I missed it on the weekend, because I just missed it. So that's something also to take into consideration. Now let's move on to ETH. Guys, if you're watching on YouTube, you can ask any questions you like right now. If you're watching later and you want to see analysis done on Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday, throw a comment in the section down below, and I will do your coins, whether it be a shit coin or not a shit coin, doesn't matter to me. As long as it's on TradingView, I will do analysis for you guys. And one of my favorite coins is there too. So pretty funny how I drew this box and said we probably stay in there for a little while. We broke out today. So the weekend was kind of slow. I thought we would stay. We bounced around up and down like I had shown you guys last week. We probably go up top, we come down here, we go up here, we go down here, and then we broke out. This is textbook crypto right there. We have a TK cross right now on the 4 hour. Let's look at a little bit larger time frame for Ethereum. So again, Ethereum is still it's still bearish technically because we had a bearish TK cross. Let's look at our Chica span. Our Chica span is just getting over the candles right here, so it's just gone bullish right now. So we have to keep our eyes on Ethereum. It's not really out of the woodworks yet, but it got out of our little box here that we drew, which is a good thing. That means it's on its way back up. And where might it be going is a good question that many of you will probably be asking. Well, where next? Well, let's take a quick look and see where Ethereum might go next. So we'll just grab onto this bad boy right here, and we'll check it out and see where could we go onward from here. Now we have resistance at $319. So this is an area to keep your eye on. This is a Kijun resistance, which is very strong resistance. So we might stop around that area if we move up even more. Right now we're at like 310. We could get up to that $313 range. And what we would have a couple scenarios that would play out. So if we do get up to there, I would say that we'd probably retrace again. And obviously where we would retrace to, either down to 313 or down to $304, and then go towards our next move up. Let's look at this on another way here. So if we were going to move down, if we hit, this is our top right here at 314, 313 where we hit, we would like to move probably down towards this level right here, which is kind of coinciding with the top of the cloud, which would be kind of nice indicative. Or, you know, we would also have the opportunity here. We go onto a different time frame. Let's look on a shorter time frame where we could go. We also have an edge to edge that actually played out here, which is really kind of a very short one, but we could test the top of that cloud. So we could come up here, test the top, which is about 309, and then which we are at right now. So we haven't closed there yet, but if we do close above there, we might test the top of that cloud and move up to our next level. So that's where Ethereum looks like. Rajo, nice to see you. It's great to have you here. Now, next thing, let's jump on through a couple alts like ADA. So ADA is that this is on the futures market. Let's look at this on Coinbase or Bittrex or Binance. Here we go. So as you'll see, and you'll see this a lot right now, when the market does what it's doing, it's got a lot of bearish movement for alts. So alts, look at this, okay? We have had nothing to look at on the 4 hour since here. We had a bearish TK cross at 1100, and we've been on a bearish movement downwards ever since. Our first look would be here. We've been actually on a bearish movement since April at 1500. So if you see that we are in a bearish market or we're moving down, we are not bullish at all. When we go to our shorter time frame to look to get in a trade, we should look at the exact same thing, that we are still bearish. So right here, when you're bearish to bearish, you're looking to short the market. You're not looking to long it. What you're looking for is a bullish TK cross. So this green one to cross above this green Tenkin to cross above the Kijin, and then we would have a bullish TK cross. We would look for this cloud to turn green over here. We would also look for this Chiku, this little line here, to be above the candlesticks. So we don't have anything really to look at with ADA. It's looking very bearish, to the point where if we go on the daily and we really zoom out to the weekly, you're gonna see something pretty ugly. The lowest it's ever been since a really long time ago was 658 sats, and we're pretty much right there. And this is a wick, right? So we are below our lowest low, all-time lows, as that song goes. Not looking good, but some coins that are looking not so bad. BNB BTC did have some nice movement recently, so let's take a check out of that. So on the weekly, it's been looking amazing, of course. On our daily, we've kind of gone bearish against Bitcoin, lower Chiku span, bearish TK cross, a cloud that is now bearish in the future. So we're not looking like we're gonna, against Bitcoin, do very well, but against US dollar, it's not doing too horrible. And we go over here, we can see that it's still on its uptrend, so we can continue that uptrend here. We are at $34, so we actually moved up a little bit. Bitcoin, BNB, sorry, is one of those coins that really is sporadic. Like, look at these huge tails up and down. So it does have sporadic movement because it's traded on not just Binance, but other exchanges. And for various reasons, it could have that because of IEOs and holding and stuff. I was waiting for Myth at 4 hour enter the cloud. Yeah, this happens, guys. So when Bitcoin goes, and I'll show you where on Monetha this just went wrong, okay? So on Monetha, let's go to the 4 hour. What happened? Let's look at what happened here. Couple things that we had to look for when it happened. So first, yes, we were bullish on the TK span. All right, or sorry, Chica span was bullish. We had obviously we had a nice but not very strong. This is where maybe this went wrong. We didn't have a strong TK cross. That green barely got across the green, which is our Tenkin-sen, got barely across the Kijin-sen. So it wasn't super strong. And remember, this would have probably been your entry right here. And this is why we have entry and exits, guys. So if you were going to enter right here, because it looked like it was going to continue, you would have set your stop loss around the bottom of these candles or just below the cloud. And you would have set your gain really high, obviously, right? So you had a good risk to reward ratio. That does not mean that it's guaranteed, okay? So you can have a lot of very good positive trades, but you have to know when to cut a trade that's not doing well. And this one stopped out for me too. It happens, you know, and that's just life. This is part of trading. Bitcoin does its thing. It pulls coins down with it. Now, another thing that I looked at, and maybe I missed this, was this huge candle right here. It went up 100% in like not even 5 hours, and it caused for this cloud to be huge. Now, maybe that was a manipulation like we're talking about here that I might have missed, but it still looked very good. But the only issue was it wasn't a strong TK cross. We did have a bullish engulfing candle. We did have Chiku span above our candles, which made it bullish. And so this is a good entry, but they don't always all work. At the same time, we can go to Walton Chain and look at one that worked amazingly. So here was our call right there. Same exact situation, Chiku span above, but look, we had a really strong movement to TK cross. We had a bullish engulfing into the cloud, and it kept going. So it kept coming, it came down nearly to stop loss down here, so it almost tested the stop, then it kept going, and we hit the edge to edge, right? Here's something that you have to look for, guys. There's something really nice that can happen after. So we had a Kumo breakout, means it broke out of the cloud with another bullish engulfing candle, still above, well above the candlestick, so we had some really nice movement. What you look for here is a retest of the cloud. So it went out, it usually will come back, test it, and move back up. Here's a really crazy thing about that. You could have gotten this trade on the retest, another trade, set it at the bottom of this candle right there, and taken it as far up as it goes, another 12-to-1 ratio. So you could have got that. You probably would have taken profit somewhere around 30% again. But those two moves went up about 90% for us from when we called it first. So that's something awesome to look. Another one that I posted as well was ENG, Enigma. Another really good trade that happened for edge to edge. So a couple things that you look for again. I was looking on the 4 hour. We looked on the 1 day, and then we look at the 4 hours. So here's the first thing. We had our TK cross, but we didn't have a bullish engulfing candle break nicely into the cloud until here. So we wouldn't have entered right away. We would have waited patiently. Another thing that would have happened here is if we go back 30 periods, 30 periods right here, we were not really bullish on the Chica span. So we would have waited. But here, we had a nice bullish engulfing candle go into the cloud. We may have gotten here as well. This is also okay. And we had 30 periods away. We were above the Chica span. So we were good. We could have also gotten here, but we would have been below. So we wait till this closes here. Then we wait for the edge to edge to happen, make a nice 12% and get out of that trade. And that's it. Now, if it breaks into the cloud here and then drops, don't get in the trade again. Once it's done that edge to edge, it might come all the way back to the Kijin. So don't get in the trade yet again. But we had all the things set up. 1, Chica span above. 2, TK cross. 3, bullish engulfing candle into the cloud. And 3, we enter and we hit the top of the cloud and get out. So that was a nice trade over the weekend that you guys could have got in. I'm gonna show you another one on the opposite because I never show you the other way. So we can have a bearish edge to edge. So same thing applies. Right here we have a bearish TK cross. Okay. We also have right here our Chica span is below below right here. Okay, so we see that it's below the candles, so that's bearish. And so we have this green cloud, which is normal. And then we had a bullish engulfing candle into the cloud. So obviously this risk to reward wise, you probably wouldn't have traded because you would have only got, a few percent. But if you held on to it long enough, you'd be okay. But you can play it both ways. Just I wouldn't have played this one because the risk to reward ratio, which you always should be looking for in a short or a long position, would not have been very strong going from, I'm going to use my cloud here. If it goes to above the cloud to the bottom, to the bottom of the cloud. So, I mean, your risk to reward actually still would have been okay, but it was a nice short trade of 3.67 stop loss to 6.42 gain, which was a 1.75 R, which is all good. Anything above 1.5 R is a good trade to get in. That's a good edge to edge, even though it's a short edge to edge. And like I showed you guys on the 3-day, we were looking at this one for a longer move, but Bitcoin ran away. And so what we saw here was we had our bullish engulfing. We definitely had that nice move, but then everything started to turn when Bitcoin started to turn. So we got out. But these are the things that we look for. PK cross. Chica span was below, so we didn't get in. We waited till right here. Chica span's above. All right, get into that. So we have to wait. You have to be patient when you're trading. David, how's it going? Going out to rewind. Don't worry. Do you have any questions, David? Nuno, Rijo, Sven, any of you guys have questions about other coins that I have not talked about yet? I'd love to give you guys some perspective on what's going on in the market. Let me just check what's going on with Binance. So look at what's going on here, Binance. Everything except for basically GTO, BQX, Wabi, Bread, MDA, OMG is now at 0. Pretty much there's 4 coins in all of Binance. What do people do? They put their money into Bitcoin when it starts to run. And that's why you're seeing this huge candle. People are just selling off their alts. Good morning, Joe. What's going on with Bitcoin? Well, Bitcoin is looking like she is going to smash through. So we have a 3 inside up candle, even though it doesn't really look strong. This is like a 3 inside up. If this closes above here, we're looking really, really good. Where it's at right now, if it closed this second on the hourly, we'd be looking good. That's a 3-day, okay? So let's go on the 4 hour. Again, super bullish engulfing candle. If we close this candle on the 4 hour or on the 6 hour, where it's at right now, expect Bitcoin to start crushing alts. I mean, really. So keep your eyes on that. You could probably sell some alts, and this is not financial advice, but you could sell alts, get into Bitcoin, let it run up more. But this is also risky because if you look here, we kind of are getting to this area of resistance. Let me just change my chart up a second here and show you something with the pivot points. So you see the pivot points here. It's another thing I like to use. It gives me a really good indication. So R1 right here is a pivot point. This kind of touched it already and kind of come down a bit. Let's see if we get above it. If we get above this pivot point, we're looking to definitely test the next one. So if we break through and we close above R1, our first resistance, we'll very likely try to test, 12,560. So that's something also to keep in mind. And if you're playing on BitMEX, be careful. Don't over leverage yourself, especially because the move is halfway done already. Okay. So, I mean, if we look at any altcoin, it really won't matter. They're all going to be bearish right now because the way the market's going. So, there's not really much to look at. Cheapest band's going to be below most of these. They're all going to be, in a sell mode. And it won't matter which coin I pick, honestly, at this point. They're all going to look the same because when Bitcoin does what it does, that's what happens. Cheapest band below, sell, and we have 10K, we have Kijin above 10K, it's bearish, right? So it's all bad, honestly, in terms of altcoins right now, and you probably won't find many, if any, that are going to be buy signals right now. So at this point, you're going to probably have to sit it out when it comes to alts, and you're going to have to let BTC do its thing. Ethereum, though, is another interesting one to keep your eye on because when Bitcoin runs, Ethereum usually goes with it. As we can see right here, it's not losing steam, which is something also to keep your mind on and your eyes on as well. That Ethereum, look at that, touched its pivot and started to move down. Let's see if it stays below or not. We still have, I believe, an hour and just over an hour to see where it goes. But Ethereum generally likes to move with Bitcoin, and look what we have here, a bullish TK cross on there. So if we close above the cloud, which you probably are finding hard to see, let me just make this a bit bigger. We close above the cloud, we very could much call that a breakout, but because it's kind of like a gigantic doji, I don't know, it's going to be an indecision type of candle for me personally, but it could go above and towards 321, or like I said, touch this again and then test the top of the cloud, then move up. So we'll have to kind of wait and see for that one. That's an interesting. No one has any coins they'd like me to go over? I mean, there's probably not too much to go over in terms of the coins in the market because we're pretty much at that point where there's not much to talk about here. Most coins in the market at this point are going to go super bearish. There's EOS. Now it's hitting on that support line right here. We have TRX, same thing, huge dump. Even though it said to buy, it's dumping like crazy. Litecoin's dumping. So yeah, and again, see the support. These are why I use the pivots because it gives you a good idea where support is. Any guess which alt will die for sure during alt season? Anything that has absolutely no use case. Okay, so there's a lot of coins out there. Like, I'm not trying to make fun of fun because they're a casino coin which could do well, but let me just show you something about fun, and that's pretty telling. Anything that you see on a chart that looks like this, that's like the last year, they don't really look like they're gonna recover. Let's just be really honest. When you're down 97, 98%, there's hybrid block that's dead. HBY, I don't even think you have it anymore. HYB, BTC, is it even there? No, it's dead. There's a lot of projects already starting to die, Rolf. So, which ones will die? It's really hard to say. But if we go through like Binance's list right here, there's probably quite a few of these that may not make it, to be honest. Projects that have really low to no use case. Okay, so storage is a cool project, but it's also on its last leg. Mana, Decentraland is a game. I think it'll do fine. They have a lot of movement. Now, Strat is a really interesting one. This is literally one of the highest ever grossing ICOs. Doesn't look like it's going to come back either, though. We have ENJ. That we know will do well because it's got connections to places like Samsung and gaming. So those will do okay. UND is going to crush it. Let me just show you guys something. I'm going to have to go on Binance Dex first, and then I'll also jump on to Bit4x. And I'll show you guys something really cool about UND. UND is definitely going nowhere. Okay, as much as you may not know what it is, definitely look in. It's a great project with real world use case. Now, Nima, the founder, said this, which I really love. He said that our product is going to give our token use case, not our token give our product use case. So if you don't understand what that means, what he's saying is that UND is going to be driven by actual use. Look at that. Binance, look, every single time UND has been going up, it's been going up with Bitcoin. It is completely decoupled from all the other coins pretty much right now, other than Dusk and all these other ones that came out recently. They're pumping because people are market making. But look at this. Look at that. Strong pumps. We go on to Bit4x. We can look the same thing up. We'll go on to Spot and look at UND and check out what it's doing right now. Look at that. Boom. 8 cents. Look at that. Okay. So we're looking at these things that even against Bitcoin, it's plus. It's plus against Bitcoin. Okay. Ethereum plus. I've been telling people to buy into this coin, or not buy in directly, but I tell people like this is a coin you got to look for at 3 cents. Guys, look at it where this was when I was telling people about it on the DEX. It was at literally 3x what it was in BNB value since it started. 7.5 cents. I was telling people about it at 2.5 to 3 cents. Some of my members are laughing right now because this whole market's dropping and they're holding UND and they're crushing it. And I friggin' applaud all you guys for that because it's great. We see Dusk just started today, which insane amount of volume. I don't know where they get 17,000 Bitcoin BNB worth of volume, but we just have to watch that one for sure. Raven as well has been doing quite well since its IDO. Sorry, it obviously had some manipulation at the start that they don't know who did. I could put my eyes up or raise my eyes at some things, but you never know. But a lot of these projects have no volume on the DEX. But, you go to UND and they got volume. They got a great project and they're going to be continually adding value. And I could really, really see this as a project because most of the other ones being considered don't have real world use case yet. This one does. It has real world use case already. It's a hybrid blockchain, which means you're a business. You can actually use it for something, meaning this. If you're a business right now and you don't know anything about blockchain, but you want to use a blockchain, but you don't want it to be completely decentralized, UND is for you because you can do all your stuff the way you like to as your business and load up your databases and add and subtract things that you want to be public. Because obviously some things like hospital records, which they have, UND has a partnership with the Brazilian hospitals. You can't let patient information out. So you have to have some control. Well, guess what? They have control on their hybrid side of their centralized, or not completely centralized, but within their own ecosystem, they have permission blockchains. But on the other side, it's when you want to post to the main chain, you spend UND because it's a real business and you put it on the main chain. And guess what happens? The main chain then holds it and it's completely decentralized with 96 validators, way more than Ethereum has. Or way more, not Ethereum, than EOS has. Okay, so, and this is the interesting thing, they're called master stakers. So I've been holding this coin because I want to be one. I really believe in this project. So yeah, AD is also down 90%, but I think it will recover beyond all-time high. XRP 90%, I think that's also good to buy ROI. Okay, who remembers me saying this? I hope all you guys do. I told you guys that we would see XRP drop until October, November. If you've been listening to me for long enough, you know that was going to happen. It's still going to happen. It's still going to continue to happen. So if you didn't remember that, do type in there in those comments, guys. Message the comments right now. Tell me what you missed. What have I missed? Am I wrong? Am I right? I would love to know your opinions on what you think about what's actually happening here. Now, a really interesting fact as well. I want you guys to look into Grin. Okay, this is one of the ones when CZ messaged the other day and said they're not done after Dodge. I believe Grin is another project that they might actually list on Binance, as well as Beam. Beam and Grin kind of work hand in hand together, and I also think UND is another one, but also Tezos. You don't see it here, but Tezos is another one I think might end up on Binance. So keep those 3 in your radar. Tezos, Grin and Beam, UND. Those are like the 4 I think that are going to be on Binance soon enough. And this is my prediction. I could be wrong. I'm not a financial advisor. I can't say for sure, but you guys kind of know me as the crypto insider, and that's what I'm going to be using, you know, for now, from kind of like a catchphrase is I'm the insider, man. I'm going to tell you guys what's happening. So that's pretty much it today. I thank you guys all for your time. ADA is dropping, and here's another one that's also been doing very porous. And I said this when they were going to give away $125 million of their coins, that it would do really bad. Here's XLM, almost at its all-time low. Another one, right? So TRX, it's pretty much all the top 20, top 30 coins are going to be like that. Now, the question is, when does it recover? It recovers when Bitcoin stops exploding up, and it could not be for a few months. Bitcoin might continue on its way up. Keep that in your mind, in your rear view mirror, that this may not be over. And it's something very interesting and valuable to remember. So guys, I am actually making a crypto trading course so you guys can learn how to actually set up yourselves and make profits, and how to scroll through all your alts, and how do you set them up and make watch lists on TradingView, and how do you use all the indicators that they have thousands of on here, make templates for different ways that you're going to trade. All these different things I'll be coming out with in a bit, but for right now, come and watch these videos. I will give you lots of free information, all that stuff happily. So don't feel like you're gonna miss everything right now. Come and watch, try to learn, ask questions is the most important part for you guys. Comment on the video if you don't understand something. I'm here for you. I want you guys to all understand what is going on in the market, and how to actually see what to look for, and when we should look for, and what we could look for in terms of when we're gonna bounce back up. But right now, if you're holding alts, you might want to wait for a Bitcoin retrace, and you might want to allocate a little bit more to Bitcoin if it's continuing to run. Now, another idea is you hold on to those alts, believe in those projects that are actually bringing real world value, and wait it out. Because eventually they're going to do what UND is doing right now and crushing the market. Like, dude, how many of you cannot believe that? It's up 5% on Bitcoin today alone. It's up 12%. Right now against everything else it's going against it. Crazy, right? It's at 6.7 cents on, here's the crazy part, it's at 6.5 cents on 6.5 cents on Bitforex, but it's at 7.5 cents on the DEX. So it might be beneficial to move one to the other. Not saying you should, but you could. Anyways, that's it for me today, guys. I'll see you guys soon. It's Coach K signing out. The cryptocurrency market manipulation, I don't think it's there. I don't think we're being manipulated. I think Bitcoin is having a bull run, and that's what we're going to see. When bull runs come, this is what you should be looking for the market to do what it's doing right now. Don't be freaked out about it. This is normal. And so you could say that, yes, we've had all these really green, beautiful candles, but look, if it was manipulated, then that was manipulation, that was manipulation, that was manipulation, that was manipulation, you know? So I don't think we're manipulated. I think we're just in a bull market, and Bitcoin always leads the way. So don't freak out. You know what we got to do, and that's it. Okay, so have yourselves a great day, guys. I will be making videos on Tuesday and Wednesday and Thursday. I will do a draw live on Friday, so make sure you comment in this video, subscribe, and like as well. And I'll see you guys then. So it's Coach K signing out. Remember, charting is for you and for everyone else in the world. Just go and do it. Start learning somewhere. It will help you guys. And then if you want to learn how to trade, I soon will be out with a course to help all of you guys get into this realm and actually know how and what to look for, and, you know, be confident in what you're doing. So I'll see you guys later. Have a great day. Lily, David, Nuno, Rolf, Ricardo, and anyone else watching anywhere around the world. Have yourselves a wonderful day, and I'll see you guys soon.